Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wes with Grady Space, back today for episode 2 of our Road to Glory series. Gonna kind of go through a lot of things, looking at the rewards I got for Game Week 151, look at my results for that, look at who I've got submitted for Game Week 152. A lot of really kind of big transactions happened as well, at least for me. Really kind of reshaped my gallery a little bit. I'll tell you kind of where my mind was as I was doing that, what I was thinking about, what my end goal is. So without a further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. So Game Week 151 wrapped up. Not a great week for me. So I had my starter rookie league. Didn't do well there. So, I'll just pick up a common card. And then on my Global All-Stars D4, got 150 points. So I missed the ETH threshold. If you saw my last episode, you heard me talking about Choi Young-un. Was the K-League goalie I picked up, and now he has sat the last 2 weeks. So not great. That's really been hurting me. And none of my common goalies were playing in this midweek game week anyways. So had to take a DNP there. And then none of my other guys really performed that well. So just a disappointing week from my Asia League players who I had in my D4 Global All-Stars. And like I said, Rookie Starter League didn't go well either. I just didn't have a lot of guys playing this kind of midweek cycle with my gallery. The point it is today, just, hard for me to compete in that. So not unexpected, but I didn't get much. Should have just a common reward here. And same as last time, we're going to hope that it is a common goalkeeper. Let's give this a refresh. We had trouble getting this loaded up last time. And let's see what we got. Giancarlo Inacio. So probably not somebody who's going to see any playing time for me, which is disappointing, but that is okay. Can't expect much from a Tier 2 common. So let's look at my gallery, because I think this is where some exciting things happened over the past week since my first Road to Glory episode. I kind of took a step backwards in the hopes of taking 2 or 3 steps forward. When I first started, I really wanted to have lineups playing because, I'm competitive. I like to be competing. So I went and I bought a bunch of Asian players who, I really didn't know a whole lot about. Even though I was doing this in-depth analysis on the MLS and thought I had identified some great values. And I think I probably, should have stuck with what I knew instead of just trying to get quick wins and thinking that I could, be successful without having done all my research. So I've taken a step back. I've sold off a lot of those J and K League players. I still have a few that I'm trying to move, including my goalie who is not playing anymore. So with that, I could be taking almost, 0.1 ETH hit, maybe more. But as much as that hurts me to do, I think it makes more sense because I can take that money and invest it in guys who I think are going to appreciate and, become more valuable over the next few weeks and months, as opposed to him who I think will become less valuable if he doesn't get his starting role back. So there's a chance he does and he goes right back up, but that's very risky compared to these MLS guys who I think are going to do well. And at the start of the season, people are going to be trying to buy MLS cards. So I just think, that's a safer investment. So I'm going to, take my hit, if you will. It's kind of the sunk cost theory. I already paid the money. It is what it is. If he's worth 0.15, I'll get my 0.15 and I'll put it somewhere that I think it's going to do better for me. So anyways, let's look at some of the guys I picked up. So, one guy sticking out here, Lee Jae-won, is the one guy I did pick up in the Asia Leagues. I picked him up actually because I was able to sell Yuta Takanawa, I think is his name. But he had a really strong couple weeks. I picked him up for 1.12 and I just sold him for 0.18. So take my profit there and reinvest it into some of these other guys, like Nick Lima. So Nick Lima, starting defender for FC Austin, the new expansion club in the MLS. So I think he's really undervalued right now. I picked him up for 0.07. I think I worked with a manager named ResCan on that, who cut me a little bit of a deal. I think he had him at 0.8. So it's awesome. If you guys see players you like, try and find the manager who's selling them. Reach out to them on Discord, and just see if there's any flexibility that they have. I think I've had a lot better dialogue with people when I reach out on Discord and try and have a conversation with them and understand do they have any wiggle room. Maybe they have two players I like. If I combine those into one package, could they cut me a discount? But yeah, so as opposed to just firing off a bunch of offers straight out of the the SoRare page where you can't put any messages, try and find them on Discord and hit them up there. And then this next one is probably the one I'm really excited about, Fabian Herbers. So he's not the most dynamic player, but he's a consistent forward in the MLS starting forward. He might actually play more of a midfield role for Chicago, which I think is good because, again, you're going to have more consistency out of your midfield players than your forwards. So just having somebody I can stick in there, get a consistent 40-50 with, 70-point upside, I think is solid. I'd rather have that, I think, than someone who is going to bounce back and forth between 30 and 70. Really excited to be able to pick him up. Got a starting goalie for 0.1 ETH, which is really good. And then the only other addition since episode 1 of The Road to Glory is Harris Madunjanin. So I picked him up for 0.09. He is an older guy who is a center midfielder for FC Cincy, but he's got really good scores, really good stats. So he's kind of my second midfielder. Last time I showed you guys I picked up a Sebastian Blanco, who was my best player, expected to be my best player, and going to be my starting midfielder whenever he's active. But needed a backup, so I got Harrison Madunjanin. Looking for a couple other guys, try and build out that depth a little bit more. But just kind of sticking with my theme, right? Focus on what I know, which is the MLS. I want to build up a really strong core team there, and not spread myself too thin. I want to get high performers that I can plug in, get my ETH reward consistently, and try and push for a card reward as I continue to kind of build my way up and grow my club, my gallery, my team, bit by bit. Because spreading out and trying to take my limited resources and put 3 or 4 teams on the field, I'm probably going to fail in all of those, as opposed to if I take all those resources, put it into maybe one team, potentially 2, and really try and focus in and get those rewards there. I think I'm going to have a lot better results. So that's kind of my thought process here. 1 step back, 2 steps forward. Let me know what you think. If you like any of these players, if you think someone I should be targeting out there, kind of in line with what I've been saying. But yeah, hope everyone had a more successful game week than I did. Looking forward to the next game week. Hopefully that'll be a good one this weekend. But yeah, hope everyone has a great day, great weekend. Stay safe, and I will talk to you guys soon.